Hey guys, MasakoX here, and I'm joined by Usagi.
Yo.
And we have recently watched Dragon Ball Super Broly in the cinemas here in Japan. We should have probably done it on Christmas Eve when we actually went to see it, but we kind of needed a few days to go and see Japan in and of itself. We did check out the Tokyo Skytree exhibit, by the way, and we also needed to have some time to process what we saw, because quite clearly, we would have been going, oh my god guys, it's really good! We'd have been really, really overhyped. So we've had some time to process, make sure the plot is what we thought it was, because, again, unfortunately, we couldn't get subtitles. So we've double-checked everything, so what we're saying is to the best of our ability. On the left side of the screen right here, you'll see a picture of the poster of the Broly movie. If it's on the left-hand side, then we are completely spoiler-free, and that will be the beginning portion of this video. But when it moves over to the right, and I'm not going to edit it to it goes over the right now, because I'm lazy, that's when we're in spoiler country. So you have been warned. When that poster goes from here to there, that's when, if you want to skip spoilers, you better hightail out of here. But please, I want the watch minutes. So, yeah. You gotta be honest these days.
Ah.
So, to begin with, Dragon Ball Super Broly, in it as of a movie, spoiler-free, is it a good movie, would you say?
A good movie or a good Dragon Ball / anime movie?
I'd say good movie.
No.
Oh.
And I say no because as a Dragon Ball movie, it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. You know what you're getting with it.
Yeah.
As a movie, there isn't much of a plot. Yeah. So, in terms of your plot, your character, your A to B, it's very, very low on that. So if, you're looking to go for a epic telling of love, romance, comedy, action, horror, it's definitely not going to be that.
Well, I mean, if you want to get into the spoilers, which we won't yet, there are some elements of it which you could, with the unbound limitations of fandom, you could somehow shoehorn something in there.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'd say, yeah, you're right. For the most part, for a Dragon Ball movie, it is way up there, right up there with Lex Fusion Reborn.
Absolutely.
The animation is great. It's a little bit inconsistent because with the whole thing about the new direction with Shintani and Nagamine at the helm, it's basically meant that they've allowed all the creators and animators to basically show off their things and have complete control. In the Yamamura days, everything looked consistent because Yamamura was very strict. He changed a lot of things, so the idiosyncrasies of many animators was hidden away. So that is very true. The animation is very loose, I would say. It's not bad. It's absolutely not bad. It's allowed the animators to do their best.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Absolutely stunning.
If you're looking for something that looks similar from one shot to the next, I would say this is a good first step.
It's definitely a good first step, and it showcases a lot of different animation styles that you're saying. It's something that they've been toying with since the Yo Son Goku and Friends TV special, because they did a lot of 3D animation in that, which was jarring, because it was like, this is stuff that they're doing in One Piece, and now, like, all of the Japanese friends I speak to about this movie, they're like, oh, it's the One Piece animation team, what did you think? I'm like, you can tell. You can absolutely tell. There's lots of nice different elements, but it is like harsh cuts. It'll be smooth 2D, crisp looking animation, and then suddenly you're in a 3D fight. It's like, oh, okay, we'll see where this goes then. And then it'll go straight back into 2D.
That is a very good thing to talk about, because the whole CG thing, it was not that great in Resurrection F. It definitely wasn't.
God, no. Resurrection F.
They tried. They
did.
It was okay, but it was like PS2 era or something like that.
I feel maybe it worked a little better in Resurrection F, though.
No, I would say Broly actually did it better in terms of the integration. There were times you could tell it was, but it was like they added 2D elements on top of it. Like when there is a moment, I almost let it slip, when there is a moment when it goes from one to the other, and then there's things on top of it, they try and like compose it together to make it all work as one unit, which is a lot better because the 1,000 soldier thing from Resurrection F. I mean that seeing them fly around, trying to have the restrictions of the frame rate to make it seem just doesn't work.
See, I don't even think it was that jarring in that bit. The only bits I remember being really jarring in Resurrection F were the Goku Frieza fights, like in the sky and stuff, where it's really sort of slow, sort of pans around, and it's just a bulky 3D punch and everything. But I feel it was more. It transisted easier in that film because it was one art style consistently throughout it, whereas in this one, it goes from super crisp, beautiful line work to super crisp, beautiful line work, but also in a different style.
Yeah.
If you watch it, you'll definitely understand what I mean by that. But then it just goes to this 3D world.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is definitely 3D. This is 100% PlayStation 3 3D.
Yeah, it's good, and it's making good use of Toei's new filter that they've been using. Philly wasn't really a fan of it because a lot of the times, for the first off, she thought a lot of the fights were very unnecessary, but again, it's a Dragon Ball movie. They have to be there.
Yeah.
But the line art looked very odd, and for the most part, it's Toei still getting to grips with what they're doing. What they come up with, the principle of it, amazing. It means that it can make it look really organic, even though it's all digital. I'm thinking, very nice. But they still need to work on it.
There's some work to be done. But...
Yeah. Oh, one thing we need to point out, we went to go and see this movie in 4DX. Or MV4X. So these are the seats where they're quite comfortable, but you get rocked around, you get little droplets of water thrown, wind,
electrocuted, it was
smell, the smell sometimes, so when there's moments with food, you somehow get the whiffs of food. I mean, the smell wasn't, accurate.
There wasn't a lot of food in there,
but it was like, it gives you an idea.
Yeah, no, it was, it was my first 4DX film, so I don't have anything to compare it with.
I think
but
but the last one I saw was Lego Movie.
Okay.
It was pretty impressive. But the one thing is that the UK 4DX, you could control the amount of movement. This you could not.
Yeah, I remember like you sort of grabbing the arm bits every now and again, and the guy next to me was absolutely loving it, throwing his head back, laughing. Oh,
yeah.
It was really good fun, and I think a Dragon Ball movie is something that works well for it because it is a lot of like action scenes. What scenes could I talk about in the trailers?
Well, we'll get to that in a moment.
There were some really good parts in there where the 4DX works really well, flying all around in the battle scenes. The key blast lights are going nuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good to watch in 4DX.
Yeah.
Really enhance the experience, I feel.
I'd say the one last big point that we want to make is that in the first 11 days of this movie being out in Japan, it's made $18 million, and that's just in Japan. That's pretty impressive.
It's dominating.
Oh yeah,
absolutely dominating.
We went to the Gundam base today, and you said that they had that movie Gundam Narrative.
Gundam Narrative is the new one in the Universal Century.
And how did that do?
Placement. It sort of came out
at the same time, roughly.
Maybe like a week or two beforehand. But it's just been absolutely pummeled by Dragon Ball. Everything has been absolutely decimated by it over here.
I think we'll say in terms of spoilers or spoiler-free thing. Dragon Ball Super Broly in of itself as a movie. It's a very, very solid movie.
It's a very beautiful movie.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful movie. So now, as the poster moves over to the right, there are spoilers coming. Be warned. Click off this. I'm going to keep pointing until you leave, or at least pause the video until January whatever. Okay.
You still here?
You still here? Okay.
Still here?
Right. Okay. Spoilers.
Everybody dies. And the Dragon Balls don't work.
Rocks fall, everyone dies. No.
End of video.
No, okay. Let's get into the spoiler thing. This movie, it actually... I think the first thing we need to talk about is the whole Dragon Ball Minus integration.
Okay, we can talk about that.
I was really hopeful, and I think a lot of people were, that Dragon Ball Minus would have a bit more time to breathe. And I think we talked about this earlier when we were like just preparing this video. There was a moment when Bardock has sent Goku away with Gine. You cut 2 minutes later, and Frieza just throws the ball. He's up in the air with battle damage. And it's like...
Yeah, Bardock is... Yeah, it's a really hard cut.
There's like... That clearly, because Toriyama said that he wrote a 3-hour screenplay for this movie.
Okay.
And I get the feeling that there is going to be a longer cut for the DVD.
I really hope so.
I think there will be. The Battle of Gods had that, because it was an hour and a half in the theatre, and it was 2 hours. There's a 2-hour cut for the DVD.
Was it?
Yeah. No.
On
There
the
was like
DVD?
a longer version. There were 2 different versions.
I'll need to rewatch that then.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I certainly hope so. As we said in the first bit, the lack of sort of story, the story part of this film is the minus story in the beginning, the first 20 minutes, half an hour.
No, I'd say the first 10-15 minutes is, unique to the movie. Then it goes straight into minus.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, now it gets straight into minus, because you get, oh, hi, there's Bardock.
Because we got a bit of pre-minus.
Yes.
We were trying to work out the timeline. What was it?
Basically,
731?
okay, so the way we worked out is that age 739 in the minus world is when Planet Vegeta's blown up, and Goku's 3 years old. So it means that happened 5 years after Frieza landed on Planet Vegeta. That's age 734. And then the original arc, 731, is when the Arcosians, dubism, and, well, that's King Cold and King Vegeta first established contact. So, because it was established that King Vegeta knew King Cold and they'd worked together. And it was like, King Cold said, oh, look at my pretty pink princess, who was a lot pinker in this movie.
Very pink.
Yes, very pink. Very pink and fresh. He's just come in and made clear, like, well, I know you Saiyans are important, but I don't like you. But, so yeah.
It was really strange seeing the interactions between King Cold and King Vegeta, because it was civility between them.
Yeah.
King Vegeta obviously knows that he is part of the King Cold
of the
army.
wider empire.
Yeah, and is still submissive to King Cold, but it was
Yeah.
still a civility between King and King. With Frieza, it's full submission.
Yeah.
It's going from, I think as I said when we were trying
Almost
to explain
like,
to Philly, a king to a dictator.
Yes, absolutely.
A tyrannical dictator.
Exactly, and I think even King Cold knows this, but he's like, well, it's his time.
Retirement is very nice.
Yes, absolutely. But I'd say that part of the movie is very useful to have.
Yes.
It's very interesting.
It does play out very similar to the original movie with the whole, this kid is too strong.
Yeah.
I don't like this. It's King Vegeta realizing that Broly is too strong.
Yeah.
Stronger than his son. He doesn't like this.
And
off with it.
it actually feels more human. Or
Yeah,
just
it does.
Because, now it's made that King Vegeta actually interacts with his son and just says, oh, my son, my boy, he's going to be the next king. Oh, he's so strong. I'm proud of him. We didn't have that in the original.
Yeah, no.
We did have that disconnect. I never saw them together. Whereas here, you get King Vegeta genuinely happy.
I think that's one of the positives of the inclusion of the minus storyline.
Yeah.
Is that the Saiyans are more human. You see this interaction with Paragus and Broly, Vegeta, and Vegeta, Goku, Gine, and Kakarot. It is a lot more human, not just, I've had a kid, what's his power level? Oh, that's really good, he'll be a good warrior.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. Because I ask about, like, Raditz and things, whereas Raditz always off with Prince Vegeta on a mission. Oh.
Yeah, and Bardock's like, don't like that.
That prince.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say that definitely, in this section of the movie, it does actually tie up some loose ends. It definitely confirms how Raditz knows that Goku is off-world.
Yes.
Yeah, so that means Gine told him that, he had been sent away.
Yeah.
He didn't really care about it, but he knew.
No, he didn't care because Kakarot was weak.
And Prince Vegeta knew about the planet, and he's just basically going, oh, well, I guess I won't be king. That kind of sucks.
Because that definitely stopped his pride in its tracks, didn't it?
No, totally, yeah.
I'll never be king. but I'll always be Prince Vegeta.
Mhm.
Always Prince Vegeta.
Yeah, no.
Overall,
yeah.
that bit is the story.
Yeah. And then we get into Broly.
Yes.
Broly, I think we need to talk about him
We
right
definitely need to talk
because
about
we
Broly.
have been talking about this, and I think
It's a
we'll leave
small
this
part.
relatively uncut. But this Broly, very nice.
Toriyama did it.
Yeah, he did
He
it.
did it.
This was one of the things in many of the discussions I have done, along with Haverock and I. We have constantly said, all you need to do to fix Broly is turn the focus onto Vegeta. And you see that when Broly attacks, he goes straight for Vegeta. Just straight for him. Even at the will of Paragus, but
Yeah.
still. There's no mention of Kakarot. He doesn't
No.
shout Kakarot because he doesn't know his name.
That entire baby thing is gone.
Absolutely.
No part, because he's young. He's older than him. He's
Yeah.
Vegeta's age.
Yeah, the same age as Vegeta probably. We were again talking about that potentially.
They were in baby pods together.
Yeah, exactly. And Goku at that point wasn't even born yet.
No. Twinkle in his daddy's eye.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, just
But Broly is his own character.
he is basically Tarzan.
Broly is the character development in this film. It is him coming out of his father's shadow, be it
Mhm.
from his own free will or those surrounding him. Yeah, it is Tarzan.
No, absolutely.
In the same way that Tarzan gives up his primitive ways.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. He does. He
He does.
basically has his own development, and he becomes actually someone you can't help but like. He is a very pure being,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah,
And
he is.
it's made very clear that Paragus is a bad man. Paragus is a big bad of the situation. He feels like it's for his own good. You know, that's the kind of thing. And
It was, and
it was, and
he
it
was a
wasn't.
bad guy, but he wasn't. He was.
He had to make the best out of a bad situation, of course.
Yes.
So that's the thing you need to remember here. He is framed to be the bad guy, but
Yeah.
when you actually step back, some of the best bad guys are the ones where you think, well, we don't have a plan. Killmonger in Black Panther.
Yeah.
You know, who coincidentally has the armor that's similar to Vegeta's, in a way, if you think about it.
A little.
I know Michael B. Jordan had something to do with that. But you kind of made him think, when you actually sat back and you went like, you know what, I can actually understand. That those are the best bad guys. You know, when it's not all just like,
Ones that you can understand and sort of
it's not an
almost
entirely, oh my
relate
god,
or
that is...
sympathise to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's made very clear that
Yeah.
Broly is not the bad guy here. He is basically a tool.
Yes.
The first for Paragus, and then Frieza.
Frieza.
Oh, Frieza.
Frieza's an interesting case in this film because he sent his minions to Earth to steal the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
Oh, what could that sneaky Frieza be up to?
Mhm.
Frieza, what's your wish? Is it immortality?
Is it
Oh,
invincibility?
no. Immortality is not good after spending so long in hell. It becomes tiresome living day in and day out. Is it invincibility? Oh no, that would be too boring. Too boring. No challenge there.
No.
Which we need to talk about is his change of character
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Oh, I know, Frieza. You want to be taller, don't you? Oh, you've got me. I want to be taller. You want to be taller, Frieza.
It's just like, and then Berry Blue is the
Yes.
right madam. And basically Kikono, the yellow dude, is like,
He's
why would you want to do that? And there's Berry Blue saying, well, I know that. Surely you should know that. And then Frieza gets annoyed, like, you dare question me? And I love the writing because you think, well, okay, Frieza gets the Dragon Balls, but why has Bulma got them? And coincidentally, she wants to be younger, 5 years younger. Any more would be too noticeable. Frieza wants to be 5 centimeters taller. Any more would be too noticeable. That parallel. Bravo. Bravo.
It's really clever writing and it's very Toriyama as
Yeah.
well.
He was on point with this
Yeah,
movie.
very, very.
Like, really.
There's a lot of aspects he's taken from the movies that exist,
Mm.
but all in all, like those bits, his writing
Yeah.
it's really nice to see again.
He has done very good with this script. And the
Yeah.
fact that he's probably had to cut away half of it, as we talked about
Yeah.
earlier. that is just astonishing.
Yeah.
That there is a lot more to be used potentially. I mean, just this entire movie, man, is just like it gives you a lot of food for thought, and that's why we had to take our time with this. We wanted to be sure that because we could pretty much guess the plot. You know, the basic plot. You know,
Yeah, as we said.
Frieza gets Broly, wants to get the Dragon Balls. They fight. Broly is now friend? Question mark?
Left open.
Yeah, it's left open. It's quite clearly Broly is either gonna be in another movie, or he's gonna be left
Broly's
away.
second coming too.
Well, it'd be a second coming we actually appreciate.
I'm sure Chile would.
Chile, man.
Chile.
I think I'd say Chile, because it's
Not long until
it's
the dub.
meant to be lychee. The dub, we'll get that. We'll get that in about a month's time.
Yeah, not too long now.
But yeah, Chile. Oh my god. I mean, man, the Super era has come up with loads of cool female characters.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, absolutely.
first there was Vados, then there was Future Mai, who I
Yeah.
still think's the best. Then you get like Caulifla, you get Kale, you get countless amount of people in the Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
You get like Hop, Durkery, Kefla. I'd count Kefla. No, because that's her own personality.
Yeah.
I didn't even say Hellas, the goddess of Universe 2. She's
Yeah,
quite
no,
cool.
she has quite a prominent role.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get Berry Blue, who is basically not Edna Mole. Now I just want Edna Mole's voice from Berry Blue. That'd be great.
That would be fun.
But, you know, now we get Chile, and you think, wow, okay, yeah, this is, there's been a drought of strong female characters, because the longest time it was just Bulma, Android 18, and Videl as the main ones. You had Ran Fan.
You had Chi-Chi for a while.
Yeah, Chi-Chi, of course. Chi-Chi. Then you had Launch and Ran Fan from the days of Dragon Ball.
I see Akira Toriyama thought train there. Oh, yeah!
But this time I actually own up to it instead of just like pushing Launch away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many.
There was a lot of fan service in that film for Chile. I will
We'll
say that.
a lot more than I expect.
Yeah, there's a lot of shots where she's like in the foreground and it'll be quite focused on her ass.
Yeah.
There's the whole scene where she's explaining the Saiyan armor. So Broly's changed into a Saiyan armor, but he's not wearing anything on top because he doesn't want it to be restrictive.
Yeah.
But Chile's like, oh no, it's super stretchy. Don't worry. And the camera's like panning down from the top.
Low angle shot, a high angle shot.
Don't worry.
And you think,
all right,
that is going to be aped so much in Dojinshi. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Comic-A, summer.
Yeah.
I'd expect to see a lot of it.
C96, see a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
C96, see a lot.
Yeah, it's yeah.
But in saying that, as you were saying, she is a strong female character. She's well written.
But
she
she's
is
really
the
cool.
driving factor.
Oh, absolutely.
To the climax of the film.
She's the one that sees Broly for who he is and what he can be.
Yeah.
She and Lemmo have the faith in Broly that clearly Paragus didn't.
Yes.
You know, they want to protect him, and I think that actually brings us on to the whole. I think we could talk about Gogeta, and I'll talk about Broly.
He's in that, isn't he?
I know, but like Broly.
But it's weird. I didn't see any like spoiler material.
No. Bandai have been completely quiet over that situation.
Yes. Haven't you, Bandai?
Didn't totally thrust it in YouTube's face.
Yes.
That was so bad. And the amount of times before we went to see the movie, I had to hide it away from Philly, and just say, I just had to.
As soon as the trailer dropped in Japan and it started coming out, loads of promotional material was also announced. Gogeta figures in 3 different variations: base form, Super Saiyan, blue figures, everything suddenly blew up, and it was like, he's here, buy it.
And I know that everyone keeps saying, but Masako, the Japanese are very used to spoilers. That is very true. Even the Japanese fans, I've read were not even happy with this. They were they were going like, okay, that's a bit too much.
It would have been such a nice surprise to see it,
and everyone would have been like, yo,
yeah.
They could have afforded that. This is Dragon Ball, but
it would have been exactly like it would have been in Fusion Reborn, where they're hiding in a way and they're like,
Yeah, Gogeta.
We need to do something.
Yeah, they do the fusion dance. You get Deku. You think, are they going to get it right in time?
Yeah.
And then you have a look at the form, and then you get the music. It's theatrical. I mean, Gogeta's barely there, but he doesn't need to be.
His presence speaks for
Yeah.
itself.
And the one thing I really found funny is that, you know, Goku with, like, Broly. This is the thing before that. Goku, we believe, has stolen another attack.
Yes, he has.
Yes, who?
He's stolen an attack from Hit.
Yeah.
Or at least adapted an attack from Hit.
Yeah, well, I think Goku's adapted many other attacks as well.
I mean, we saw in the Tournament of Power his new control over the Super Saiyan God form was a lot more fluid.
You can just turn into it.
He can turn into it, but his like style of fighting in that is I don't know, somewhere between Goku and the Ultra Instinct. It's fluid. It's a martial arts style fight. It's very fluid in how it flows. And it was the same in this film, except for one point where he uses his ki to stop Broly in his tracks, similar to the attack that Hit does on Jiren in a Tournament of Power.
Oh,
He forces his ki around him and just holds him in place. And it's at this point, which is quite a pivotal point in the film, where Goku is saying, I've fought a lot of bad people over the years, and you get this entire montage of everyone he's fought from Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball and Z.
Yeah.
All the way up to
all the way up. So Cell gets to be in a movie.
Yeah.
All the way up, he says, I fought lots of bad guys. You are not a bad guy. At this point, Broly is just raging and is slowly breaking through to him because someone else is seeing Broly for who he is and not what his father uses him for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's making it very clear, but what I love the juxtaposition is that when you get to Gogeta, that is his Vegeta showing, because he's just going, die, you piece of scum! Like, you're playing with him all of the time.
Yeah.
That is just such a different change.
It is heavily shown in this that Gogeta is outclassed Broly completely at this point.
Yeah.
Gogeta is a completely different level of
like,
anything
even
we have
Whis
seen.
is like, oh, okay. Yeah.
As soon as Gogeta appears, Whis is like,
he's like,
oh, okay, they've won.
Whis is like, oh, Gogeta, where have you been all my lives?
Yes. I think this is what Whis has been wanting since the start of Super. It's like, if you two, work together,
yeah,
it'll be like.
I mean, yeah.
Gogeta appears and he says, "We are stronger than both Goku and Vegeta combined."
Which makes me think that nowadays Gogeta and Vegeta are basically the same in powers. It just depends on on tools they have to hand, whether they have Patara or whether they have the dance.
They said that this would last 30 minutes. They didn't say, oh, it will last 30 minutes, but we need to be careful about our...
But what about the question of, like, time? Because when Gotenks went Super Saiyan 3 with it, it was cut down to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And even with the Patara, Blue Vegeta was down to 7 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what...
And that was an hour. But then again,
thought...
Gogeta didn't really need that much time.
No, he did it super quick.
Yeah, and he did it gradually.
Yeah.
So,
it was a gradual build, wasn't it? It wasn't blue, let's go.
Yeah, because I think Super Saiyan doesn't affect it that much, but it's just when you go up through the forms, that's when it just gets, like, it's done.
Yeah. The funny bit...
Yeah.
Frieza.
Frieza is great in this movie.
Frieza is... just continue to go up in my book of love.
Yeah, because with... Piccolo is a big driving force in this movie. Not just as a get-out clause for Goku, but it's just like, as in, like, teaching the fusion dance in a quick amount of time. And Vegeta's reactions, you go, oh, there's big stupid tags.
Which ironically is how he does the first two dances.
Yeah. You get Veku, you get emaciated Gogeta.
Yeah.
But then it's just the whole thing of, like, Piccolo saying, nope, you got it wrong, start again. And then, because when Frieza is fighting Broly at first, because Broly just whips up and then Frieza's like,
yeah, it's the scene from the trailers.
Yeah. But at that time we didn't know. We just thought Frieza just decided to fight Broly for some reason.
But no, it's that Broly.
He just got in the way.
Broly is completely enraged at this point. Flies past them as Goku and Vegeta try and escape. Just sees Frieza and is like, "Oh, okay, this will do," and just starts.
And that's when he's trying to.
So yeah, they're practicing the fusion dance.
They
and
get it
failing
wrong, and he goes like, "You
twice.
have to wait 30 minutes."
Do it
And
again.
even Golden Freezer is just doing
Yeah.
nothing. He just cut back to Freezer, going, "Oh God, man, pummeled." It's
like,
hilarious.
right, this is Golden Freezer time. I'm going to kick your ass. Flies in, smack that down. It's like 2 hours to send. Well, it can't be 2
Well,
hours.
we're not too sure about that because, as far as we are aware of the old Metamore infusion, is that you get 30 minutes, then you need an hour to cool down before you can refuse again. But it seems like they've kind of stopped that.
Magic
So-
MacGuffin.
And yeah, I'd say at the very least it's an hour.
Yeah.
It's an hour.
Of just
roughly.
Freezer being absolutely pummeled.
But that does
thrashed
show
around.
that he's gotten over that stamina thing.
Yeah. It's just a constant shots back to, and how is Freezer doing? Smack.
Sounds about right.
And back to the Patara.
Oh no, Metamore and Dance.
Oh, sorry. Metamore. Metamore?
It's fusion. It's fusion,
Yeah.
pretty much. But yeah, I think we've gone on long enough about this. But
Hmm.
in terms of this, now that we know the spoilers, there is a lot to process from this movie. There's
is.
a lot of things to kind of retcon, reconsider, and actually bring to the table.
Yeah.
One thing is for sure is that we now know that Broly is somehow going to be involved in the future of Super.
Yeah.
This is a Dragon Ball Super movie. There is going to be more Super after this. It's just, if it makes that amount of money in
Yeah.
a fortnight here in Japan,
Mhm.
imagine what it's going to do overseas. This could, if it's not out for, if it actually gets some more dates in UK, it's only out there for 2 days, which is annoying, it could gross $100 million.
Yeah.
With a limited release, I
Well,
think if you had a general release, it could make hundreds of millions.
It's generally stateside, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. It might only be 1 day.
Mm.
It better not be.
No.
I think at least in the US it's a general release.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Because there are so many America-only movies that are really not as good that get a general release, even though
Yeah.
even if it's a couple of weeks. I'd say even if it's just a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, that's enough. Not just like 5 days or a week. You need more. You need more time. This has been marketed to hell and back.
It's been really well marketed. I
Yeah.
saw. What did I go and see? I went to go and see a film just before I flew out here, and there was a trailer for it. Trailer for this playing in the UK cinema.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. I didn't actually think I'd get to see any of this, like as a precursor to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Blown away that it's actually getting a trailer segment
Absolutely.
in a movie scroll.
No, that's great. Just yeah, I'd say if you've been looking forward to seeing this movie, you're not going to be disappointed. You are going to have a great time. Even with us, with me barely knowing any Japanese and you knowing quite a bit, but still, not enough to
Not
watch the
enough
whole
to
movie.
know it coherently.
Yeah, to not understand it, minutely. It's just, I don't want to give it a grade or anything like that, but it's something you've got to see. And that's not just being a Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah.
It's just something you need to see because they've managed to do the impossible and make Broly a very likable character. And this is something I've been saying for ages. That's all you need to do. Just shift the focus to Vegeta and you solve a lot of problems. You make Paragus just the focus of why Broly has become the way he is. It's because he's been paranoid about what Broly could do, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And just one more thing, the whole idea of Broly tapping into the Ozaru form, we'll touch upon that briefly.
Yeah.
That is impressive, because it makes you think that that's a 10 times multiplier, and then when he goes Super Saiyan, when Frieza kills Paragus, he goes, "Oh no, Broly, your father's died."
And by the way, that happens.
That happens, and it's hilarious, even though it involves death.
Yeah. So Broly's form, the explanation for it. Obviously, in the old one, it was Broly is the legendary Super Saiyan.
Just is.
He just is. This is him. He is the legendary Super Saiyan. In this, he was born with a naturally high power level, one that scared
Basically,
King Vegeta. He was like, I'm not going to have anyone stronger than my
Goku
son.
and Vegeta had that already, so that was something that Broly shared with them too.
Yeah.
But now it's just something that he learnt with the what planet Vampa's moon had, because
Potentially what the moon did.
because it seems like
It's a little bit grey.
the Saiyan moons or whatever moon they are around, it can change the power somewhat if its efficacy.
So
the Earth Moon is the benchmark, pretty much.
So Broly's power comes from the fact that he can control. Well, he can't control, but he's tapped into a link between the Ozaru form and base form, and the DNA is like intertwined. They're one and the same. His power and that, he's constantly able to get that 10 times multiplier.
So the tail
is
unnecessary.
The tail is unnecessary. And through the film, his form of attack changes. He goes from structure to learning Vegeta's fight pattern and developing around that, to just becoming more brutish and more like an Uzaru, stomping, slamming, just smashing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch. It really is.
It makes a lot of sense. And now it makes you think that when he goes Super Saiyan, that multiplier of times 10 is stacked up the times 50 multiplier, so it's times 500.
Yeah.
So basically, this form is as justifiably as strong as it's made out to be. It's not a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
It's actually calculated. It's stronger than Super Saiyan 3, definitely.
Yeah.
So, it's stronger than anything that we would have seen in the Battle of Gods arc. And it requires Super Saiyan Blue. We don't know the multipliers about that specifically. But if at the end of the movie, Goku thinks that Beerus could be weaker than Broly.
Yeah. He says, you could be stronger than the God of Destruction.
And in theory, Goku would know, because Ultra Instinct was stronger than Beerus, but Beerus didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
And in terms of the Gods of Destruction, I think even the bigger gods were like saying, Ultra Instinct Goku's up there. He's in the top
a little
half.
bit scary.
Yeah, it's like he's in the top half.
Yeah.
He's like around the 5th or the 6th strongest.
Well, if Toppo is a God of Destruction level.
And Toppo was like seen to be potentially up there.
Yeah.
But Goku
and then
was even
Jiren's
stronger.
above that, and then Jiren and Goku are like there.
And then Goku is maybe slightly stronger, but Jiren's more consistent.
Oh God, Broly's gonna go and destroy Jiren.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And one thing I will say is that there was a moment that made me think that when Goku moved from God, Super Saiyan God, to Blue,
yes,
it did look like that he was trying to go Ultra Instinct, but failed.
It looked like he was trying to do several things. At first, I thought he was going to try and tap into the Uzaru power, because there was a green flare.
Yeah.
Then there was the white flare of Ultra Instinct.
Like he tried. It was like fleeting.
It was a beautiful animated moment for the transformation. You were saying straight after that should have been what we saw in Resurrection F for the blue transformation.
Yeah, that blue transformation was fantastic. Whereas the blue one in Resurrection F, it was just like crinkly things.
It's like Golden Frieza's form change in the Super anime.
Oh, that was fantastic.
And then what we got in the movie.
The movie was okay, but the episode 95 of Super, that was amazing. That was justifiably deserving. But we're rambling now.
So, to end on, I went into this as a Broly fan, which is a rare occurrence in the Dragon Ball fandom. You went in going, they need to fix Broly. I was like, Broly's cool, I like him, he's big and strong, it's simple. As someone who thought that Broly needed to be fixed, and as a fan, what are our thoughts on it, and where do they take Broly from here? Where can they take Broly?
They would have Broly being like one of those people they call upon every now and again. He wouldn't be part of the main team.
Yes.
I would say that they would recall on Broly again if they needed help.
Do you reckon that we'll see him in the next arc with this Planet Eater?
Probably not as soon as that. I'd probably say that Broly will be sat out for a while.
Yes.
But he would come back, like, probably in an arc or two. Because they need to establish that Broly is not just there all the time. Because having him there too much, it's kind of like with Future Trunks. Because you got the Future Trunks thing, then he comes back and goes away again. Yeah. So you need to have that moment of keeping him fresh. So he will not be there all the time. Because you've got him, he can take care of himself, he's with friends, he's fine. And he can control his power now, seemingly. He hasn't got that rage building, because there's no more rage to have. Yeah. He hasn't got the fear of his father. He's over what happened with Vegeta. He's gotten his anger up against Frieza. But at the moment, but it's interesting, because Frieza thinks that Broly will he'll be back.
Yeah. And he could be a valuable asset.
He's thinking that Chilai and Lemo are on the inside. Yeah. But no, he's not getting
But what he doesn't know is Goku going to visit.
No.
And be like, have all of these gifts.
Yeah, and then basically ending on saying Kakarot. Biggest thing ever. And I think that's the perfect thing to end on.
Yeah, Goku admitting his name is Kakarot.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And Broly not saying Kakarot once.
I'm so sad.
But yeah, that's our thoughts on Dragon Ball Super Broly. I'm sorry if we rabbited on, but it is something that we needed to say. And thanks for sticking around. And I hope that you get to see the movie when it comes out in your area.
Yeah,
whenever.
definitely try to see it.
But yeah,
100%.
absolutely. So until next time, guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and have a happy New Year. Catch you later.
Yo, Toshi.